Today on This Old House,
We'll take care of this tree before it takes care of those houses.
and our homeowner gets a lesson in tile work.
That's great. You ready to tile now?
What happened to all this plumbing here?
I've never seen anything like this before. There's already rot going on in that trunk.
So what have you found up here?
Well, a bit of a surprise.
It's really the classic plumber's lament.
Nice, nice.
Here is right on.
Family that paints together stays together. Nice job, guys.
Where will a slab like this be used?
The money's in the detail.
Oh, that is beautiful. Hi there, I'm Kevin O'Connor and welcome back to This Old House on a bittersweet day for us. The young apprentices who have been with us for much of this job, well, today they cast off to their future projects. And we'll say goodbye to them in a little bit. But first, Roger has got a problem to contend with. Good morning, Roger.
Morning, Kev.
So you don't like this Norway maple?
I don't like this Norway maple. We looked at the trunk and there's some damage to it, meaning it could fall. And if it fell here, it'd wipe out the wires, maybe a house or tree or even a person.
Okay,
So with it gone, it gives us a chance to plant a beautiful tree in there.
so it's coming down.
Coming down.
All right. Big spot of rot right there, although plenty left for Joe to turn into firewood.
Gonna be some work, but he can get some firewood out of it.
So not all we're doing this morning.
No, you remember the birch that was here, that beautiful tree? We
Yeah.
fenced it to protect it. So we have our arborist, Eric Rinch, here to give us a hand with a birch tree.
Hey, Eric.
How are you?
All right, nice job on that Norway maple.
Thank you.
And so what have you got planned for the birch?
Well, today we're going to clear out the understory and some of the sucker growth, show off that exfoliating bark that the birches are known for. It's a good focal point of the landscape. We're going to cut the tree off the house. You can see that's a highway for squirrels and raccoons to get up there on the roof. So we're going to cut that back. And then we noticed that we got two codominant stems here. So we're going to install a support cable for the heavy winter snow load to prevent the tree from splitting. We'll go up about 2/3 of the way there and try to find the proper diameter trunk to install the cable so it can support the weight of the tree.
Cool. All right, well, let's save this beauty.
Absolutely. We're going to drill through the entire leader. At that point, we're going to install this threaded galvanized rod, and that's going to be our anchoring system for our cable system. We're going to use this 3/16 galvanized cable, and we're going to attach that to our rod with this galvanized wrap. All right, guys, wrapping up here. We just put that cable in. That looks good. Got the tree pruned off the house, took out a lot of the understory down here. Things are looking good.
What do you think? We'll get another 35, 40 years out of it?
Let's hope. That'd be great.
I mean, look at this. With the suckers gone, you can see the bark. It already looks terrific. Eric, thanks a lot, man. You and your guys did a great job.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We got a beautiful looking tree.
Want to tackle all your home improvement projects with confidence? Join This Old House Insider, a new streaming service from This Old House, the iconic Emmy-winning series that inspired a generation of home enthusiasts. Stream over 1,000 episodes of This Old House and Ask This Old House commercial-free. Watch it all in the This Old House app and join live online Q&As with our experts. Best of all, you can try Insider free for 7 days. To join, go to thisoldhousemembership.com.
To keep the costs down on this job, our homeowners are pitching in wherever they can. So today, Liz, our homeowner, is actually working with Mark Ferrante. Hey, Mark. Hey, Liz.
Hey, how are you?
All right, so tiling today, right? So this is where the wood-burning stove is going to go.
Right, yep.
And we've got a big, huge slab of granite underneath.
You do.
And you guys are putting tile around, what, the perimeter?
Yep.
All right. What'd you pick?
This is a hand-applied design on this piece of Carrara marble.
Cool. And so what drew you to this?
I really like the pattern of it, and Joe and I found a dry sink in an antique store that had a similar pattern. We thought it would look really sharp and dress up the wood-burning stove.
Nice. Okay. And for you, Mark, what's the prep involved?
Well, actually, we cut out the plastered wall. We put in concrete panel. We taped the joints. And then we skimmed over it with a thin set. And now we're ready to tile.
All right. And so you were ready to give the class to the student here?
Absolutely.
All right. I'm going to come back and check on you guys, all right?
All right.
All right. Good luck.
Well, we're going to put a little milk in here. And now we're going to put some thin set in. The thin set's to adhere the marble to the wall over there.
Okay.
Okay, you can put the mixer in, Liz.
All right.
Okay, now just push the button. Get it, start the mixer. That's it. Keep it going. Just like making frosting, Liz.
Yeah.
Just on a larger scale.
Yeah.
Okay, that's great. Okay, so now we're going to spread the thin set, Liz.
All right.
And this is what we could start either this side or that corner, because we're going to start with a whole tile, and we're going to come in and we're going to cut the end piece, okay? Now the way we do this is put some on the trowel. I'm telling you, it's literally like frosting a cake.
Nice. Okay.
You spread it like this, and you keep the trowel on a 45. Then you turn to the notch. There you go.
Looks easy enough. We'll see.
Hey, you want to try?
Yeah.
Give it a shot.
All right. So 45.
That's it, right to the bottom of the floor. You can go with it. Now just turn the trowel around so it's the notch. There you go.
Across.
Yeah, whatever way you want to go. There you go. Excellent.
Up there.
That's great. You ready to tile now?
Yes.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Very good. Now this is the easy part. Just like butter and toast.
Okay.
You spread it on the back of it, and you spread it nice and thin and even.
Okay.
Okay? And make sure the whole tile's covered. We call this back buttering.
Buttering. Okay. Butter and cake.
Yeah.
I like it.
And there you go, and we're
right.
ready to set it.
Okay.
Just put it in place. And this is our guide, because this is our finished piece, so we want it to be right there on the edge.
Okay.
Okay? So now you can continue going on.
All right.
Here you go.
Okay.
Looks like you've done this before.
Buttered a lot of toast and a lot of peanut butter and jelly.
Now when you set it, put it up against the edge of the tile and then push it in and just wiggle it a little bit.
Okay.
Yep, just wiggle it a little bit. Great. Now just run your finger across both of them. And if you feel it's a little high,
yep.
just push it in a little bit and then you can feel it again.
Feels pretty good to me.
Okay.
Pretty good.
Yeah, it does. So here, let's wash it off. Make sure there's no cement on them.
Yeah.
It's just water on that sponge.
All right.
Okay, next one. Excellent.
How's that? All right.
Perfect. We'll rinse the sponge out and we'll drag it across the top of this edge here. Okay?
Look at this last piece going
You
in.
might have to slide that top one up a little bit, Liz.
Right there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I see it.
Yep, it slid down.
So, Liz.
There you go.
Hey, look at that, huh? So, how'd you find it?
It was great.
Yeah?
Like making a cake. I found it actually very relaxing and very satisfying to see it all kind of come together like this, and I had a great teacher.
It was a pleasure.
Thank you, Mark.
You're
All
welcome.
right, good to hear. So, Mark, what is next for you?
Well, our next step is let this dry for 24 hours. Back next day, put a coat of clear sealer over it. The manufacturer recommends it because
Yes.
the grout might stain it.
Okay, so sealer before the grout.
Right. So the
And-
sealer gets into the joint so that when it goes in, it won't stain.
Have you guys settled on the grout?
Yes, we have.
Which is?
We picked out the color called Silver Shadow.
Look at
This
that.
one right there.
So kind of a,
Kind of blends right in with it.
Yeah, the white was too bright, and
Yep.
so this kind of is a little nicer.
all right. Well, you got yourself a new person for your crew.
I guess so.
There you go. Nice
If you
job,
ever need a
guys.
job,
Thanks. Thanks, Kevin.
Now you can watch This Old House and Ask This Old House anytime, anywhere. Download our new app to stream full episodes to your tablet, your TV, and your phone. Binge classic episodes, catch up on recent renovations, and get step-by-step help projects all around the house. And best of all, it's free. The most trusted home improvement information is now available on your Amazon Fire TV, Roku, Apple TV, iOS, and Android devices. Download the This Old House streaming app today. Another budget consideration is what to do with the front balustrade. Now, the homeowners were thinking, well, let's just paint over it and save some money. But our restoration expert, Wayne Toll, saw it and he said, well, that's going to be a big mistake. Hey, Wayne, good to see you again.
Nice seeing you, Kevin.
So why a mistake to just paint over it what was already painted?
Well, what I found was the balustrade is walnut, American walnut.
Really?
And if you, in scraping it, you can see the
Oh, yeah.
color and the grain pattern, which is beautiful.
So do you think that this is original to the house?
Yes, I do.
And are you surprised, or is it typical that you'd find walnut as the material here?
No, it's very common in that period of time.
Yeah.
The newel posts, the handrail, and the balusters are all walnut.
Cool.
The owner is going to keep the balusters painted.
All right. Well, I mean, I can't argue with anyone who wants to expose that beautiful grain right there. Although that is a lot of paint to take off. What's that process?
Basically, it's a paint stripper. And what we use is a methylene chloride-based stripper. We put it on with a paste brush, we let it sit, and then we scrape it off.
So anytime I hear a word that ends in chloride or I see big rubber gloves like these, I'm thinking safety. What's your setup?
Yes, we use the rubber gloves, eye protection, a respirator, and the biggest thing is this fan right here that'll exhaust all the fumes
Okay.
out of the property.
Looks like you're set up. Should we get started?
Yeah.
Well, look at all that paint already coming off. Wow, look at how beautiful that is.
So the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to rinse the newel post down with this alcohol rinse. And what that'll do is get rid of the residual paint stripper and finish. What makes the paint stripper thick is wax. And rule of thumb is wax sticks to everything, nothing sticks to wax.
Huh.
The alcohol will cut the wax.
So
And-
alcohol that explains the fire extinguisher?
Yes, it does. The stripper is not flammable, but the rinse is.
Okay.
And there's a little bit of soap in this rinse as well.
I gotta say, I'm surprised with how aggressive you are with this. I mean, covering it with a chemical stripper, wire brushes, soaking it in alcohol, and yet it looks so beautiful.
Well, first off, the walnut is a hard wood. The brushes that we use are brass, so the bristles are soft, and the chemicals all evaporate very quickly.
Well, it's a great effect. Well worth the effort. Same process all the way up, right?
All the way up.
It is beautiful.
Very good. And I've got something else to show you.
Okay, what's that?
Right over here.
Our fireplace?
Yeah, as you can see, it's painted white. We did a test strip here on the brick fireplace, and we found both a really nice color and texture. Also, we found out that the moldings are cast brick. They're not cement.
That's a detail you like.
Yes, very much.
Did you show it to the homeowners?
Yes, and they love it.
So what do they think?
We're going to strip it.
Nice. Well, it'll be for show only because the chimney behind it is gone, but I know Liz has an emotional attachment to this. She grew up with it, so if you can make it look beautiful, everyone's going to be happy.
It's a nice architectural detail.
Awesome. Always
Great.
a treat. Thank you.
Thank you.
A few months ago, 3 young apprentices joined us here as part of our Generation Next initiative. This Old House and the Micro Works Foundation are promoting the trades as a viable career path. Well, today, our apprentices graduate onto the next phase of their careers, and we thought it'd be fun to take a look back on their time here and talk about their road ahead.
So this is what my tool belt looked like 10 weeks ago before I started when I first got it.
This is what mine looks like now. You can tell I put a couple of miles on it. This is 10 weeks of sweat and hard work.
It's a little bit dirty, a little bit worn, thrown it on the ground plenty of times.
This tool belt tells basically the story of my apprenticeship here.
I knew it was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and I couldn't be more excited of the last 10 weeks of how everything's developed. You know, I came into it thinking, yeah, there's going to be some hard days, but there was a lot more hard days than there was easy days.
All right, let me show you the way I like to do it.
Working with Norm and Tommy, Richard and Roger, it's been so cool because I watched them on TV when I was a kid, and getting to work side by side with them has been amazing.
It's such quality time with them, like you don't want to lose it.
Billy, put one in.
It's just crazy to be here and how much we've gotten done.
Done a little bit of plumbing with Richard.
2 hands, yep, 2 hands.
We talked about siding, fascia, soffit. One of my favorite memories from the past 10 weeks was actually in the first week, and that was we went right to work with Tommy framing up that hip roof, and it came out really great.
Working with Tommy and Charlie, definitely you gotta do it the right way.
What you want to do is you want to take your hammer.
Tommy definitely gave me those little tips. When you swing your hammer, sometimes you do just use your wrist, but really if you use your whole forearm, you get so much more power.
How skilled these guys are to be able to act, to teach. These guys are really the best at what they do, and you have to appreciate that.
The porch definitely has become our porch.
Slide it over, put it on the mark.
It's been pretty cool to see it come to what it is now. It would be cool maybe someday to drive by and see it still standing and still strong as we built it.
Okay guys, what we have in this house is actually called double hung windows.
I learned a lot of little tips on what goes into putting a window in. Make sure that the framing is square so your windows will actually be able to open and close.
You know, what Tommy taught us is you take a little bit more time with them, do them right, check for square, make sure they're plumb, make sure they're level.
Tip it up slowly.
They want it done right. They want to know that that's the best product that you could have given the customer. We've been bouncing around trying different things. Letting us go around the job site and every week kind of doing something a little bit different has been awesome.
I've learned how to tear down siding, how to shingle a roof.
So you're going to take this, and I want you to scale from the plans.
Charlie had Austin and I estimate the shingle siding for the second story.
You always need to be 5 steps ahead. Right elevation for about 28 feet. You've got to know what comes next after the job that you're working on.
We learned a lot.
It was just so much to take in at one time. So I've got a diary. It'll be great to be able to go back and look at it.
I just took little notes every day, and maybe if I keep rereading everything that I've written down over these 10 weeks, it'll stick into my head a little bit better.
I think one of the biggest jobs that stood out is actually what I'm sitting on right now. The floor that we leveled out across this room.
I've been called coachable, and that's a very huge compliment to me. I always want to be able to learn something new and make sure I'm doing things the right way.
All right, we got a couple of stops to make before we go to lumberyard. I got a couple job sites to check.
I think one of my favorite memories I'll come away with after this apprenticeship is when Charlie took us out one by one. He picked a different day. He took me, Austin, and Bailey out in his truck. I kind of shadowed him as we went town to town, job to job.
I always had an appreciation for the actual construction of a house,
Remember, always think ahead. There's no sense.
but I never realized how much behind-the-scenes stuff goes into it.
He took us to the lumber yard, taught us how to site wood, how to pick out plywood.
That's acceptable, but you just have to pay attention when you're nailing your decking on. Yeah.
In between stops, he was pumping me full of information, how to run your business, where to get materials.
How we should save our money and certain things we should invest it in. Something he said always was basically time is money. And I mean, if you're losing time, you're losing money.
Being on this old house, I mean, it was an experience.
It feels like an accomplishment to have finally completed this 10 weeks.
It was a great experience, a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, honestly.
I feel like at the end of this, I have grown a lot, and I really appreciate everything that everyone has helped me with.
Put you right up. Now you're getting it.
I didn't have much experience, so being able to actually come up here, work on the house was awesome.
I'm coming away with more of an appreciation for how much effort these guys put into it. Being able to work with these guys day in and day out, soak up everything they have to teach me, it's been pretty awesome.
This experience has definitely changed my life. I've got a whole pathway ahead of me, and I'm ready to take it.
Here's the final touches on the porch you guys been a part of. You should be very proud of yourselves.
I'm Austin Wilson.
I'm Bailey Beers.
I'm Nathan Gilbert.
And we are Generation Next.
All right, Austin, Bailey, Nathan, this is it for you guys. And I got to say, we want to thank you a ton for all the hard work you did here at Newton.
And you are each such a fine example of young people joining our skilled trades. We hope you inspire plenty of people to do just that.
And no matter where you are in your lives, you are now and forever part of the This Old House crew, so congratulations.
All right. All right, well, we still have a lot more work to do in this house, even though we are losing our apprentices. So we're going to be doing retaining walls and more renovation next week when we come back. And until then, I'm Kevin O'Connor.
I'm Austin Wilson.
I'm Nathan Gilbert.
I'm Bailey Beers.
I'm Rich Trathui.
And I'm Tom Silva.
For This Old House. All right, guys, nice job.
Congratulations, guys.
Well done. Welcome to the team. Next time on This Old House.
This new porch gets decked with recycled material. These 8 giant tanks will control the rainfall from the storm of the century.
One of the original features of our house is these ornamental brackets. And when we added a second story to the back of the house for the master suite and the new garage, we needed more. 56 more to be exact.
That's next time on This Old House.
Thanks for watching. This Old House has got a video for just about every home improvement project, so be sure to check out the others. And if you like what you see, click on the subscribe button to make sure that you get our newest videos right in your feed.